Hello and welcome to my first week of school at Columbia and Barnard. I apologize for my voice. I was sick last week and now I sound like a prepubescent boy, but I hope that doesn't put you off of watching. Anyway, disclaimer about my voice issues aside, I hope you enjoy my first week. I worked on my thesis and got some new tattoos and made a bunch of new friends, so I think it was my most rewarding first week yet. Today is the first day of school and also the first day of my senior year of college. God, I know everyone says this, but I can't believe how quickly college has gone by. I mean, I feel like just yesterday I was getting to know the layout of campus and how advisors work, and now I'm having to think about things like writing my thesis and graduating on time. Anyway, I got ready like I do every morning, and I decided to wear these cowboy boots I recently thrifted for only $15, which I am so proud of.
Cowboy boots!
I feel so lucky to be living with my best friends in one of the best apartments you can get in Barnard dorm housing for the second year in a row. Given that we have a dog, it's pretty important that we have a dorm with enough room for her to run around and play, and that's close to not just one but two parks. And she's our baby, so her needs come first in our odd little family.
Bye! Have a good day! Have a good day! Bye! Bye!
And off to campus we go. We usually walk, but on days when it's this goddamn hot, we don't want to show up to class looking like a drowned rat, so today we took the bus. Once we get to campus, we stop at Liz's place for a little coffee, the first of many that are required to get through a Barnumbia school day.
Well, it feels like Satan's asshole right now.
It really does. Like, what is the reason for it to be this hot? There is no good reason. You want to go to Millie?
What was the reason? I have a bit of an odd schedule on Tuesdays where my days don't begin until 1:10, so I headed to Milstein to do some work in the library. I don't have homework yet since classes haven't started, but I do have a bunch of admin stuff to do to help prepare for the new school year. I like to create my Notion page for my new classes first. Then we heard that our friends are at Butler Library. Let's go find them.
I'm filming a vlog.
No way.
Yeah. Cheers.
We hung out in front of Butler Library and people watched the freshmen for a while, and then decided to go for lunch at the Diana Center, where I got a burrito bowl. My first class is Neuroscience of Trauma, which is pretty much the class I've been most excited for my entire time at Barnard. I've been trying to get into this class for 3 years, and I finally made it in on the last semester that I'd ever be able to take it. It considers trauma from the neuroscientific perspective in the lens of both PTSD and complex trauma. I've personally been diagnosed with both PTSD and complex trauma, so I'm absolutely thrilled that this professor covers both topics. We went over the syllabus, and I practiced some questions for my EMT exam, which is coming up. Then I stopped at the cafe for a second coffee of the day. My second class was clothing, an art history course that pretty much everyone I know took their freshman year, but that everyone I know also highly recommends. I need a humanities credit, so I decided to take it, and so far it is fascinating. Still glued to my EMT questions, though, of course.
It's an art history class about the history of clothing.
Now it's time to head to the Teachers College for the epic final boss of today's classes, a 3-hour-long biochemistry lecture from 7 to 10 p.m. Ugh, made me nauseous just saying that, honestly. It turned out the content of the lecture wasn't too bad, but having any class for 3 hours after 7 o'clock, that's just inhumane. I had to be revived after that, so I got my third coffee and scrolled mindlessly on TikTok while I waited for Caroline to walk home with me.
Say hi to the vlog.
Hi,
vlog! What time is it?
9:04.
And we just got out of class, didn't we? Well, you got out of your thing.
I did.
I just got out of class.
That's deeply painful.
A lot of people who live in our dorm complain about the commute, but I honestly love the opportunity to walk through Morningside Heights on the way home every night. Plus, it's so lovely to come home to a house full of people and dogs that I love. It's the second day of school, and we're doing it all over again, except maybe a little less stressful, hopefully. I only have work to do in the morning and one class in the afternoon today. So today is another 92-degree day in the city of New York. Love it. Love a 100-degree heat index on the first week of school. It really ruins my plans for like fun layered fall outfits. You know? No fun. And then I also look like a wet dog when I show up to class because I have to walk 30 minutes to get to class. Disgusting. I got dressed and said good morning to the baby, and then we were off to Butler Library to study. I used to be exclusively a cafe girly, and I never stepped foot into any of the Columbia or Barnard libraries. I think I had this idea that libraries were always really quiet, and that gave me anxiety. But it turns out that there are plenty of places in the library that aren't too quiet at all. Miriam and I were both hungry, so then we headed to JJ's to grab a quick lunch.
I would say
oh my god, my time has come. They just sent out the thing they send out every semester about needing notes for disability accommodations, and they pay for it. So I can do that like I do every semester.
This semester I'm deciding not to be disabled
But I
anymore.
graduate Columbia.
So I'm just not applying for it.
And I can still live in housing.
That's so fair. I can't apply for cards anymore because if I do, they don't pay me as a note taker because they're like, you can't be disabled and help the disabled, which I think is stupid.
You might need a different kind of...
Right?
My first and only class of the day was Intro to Sexuality, which is a women and gender studies class that I'm really excited to take. I took notes and hung out with my friend in the class for a bit, and then it was time to head home. My roommates and I made some tea and ate some cookies while we watched our favorite show at the moment.
Good morning, baby. Good morning. Aw, stretchy.
It's gonna be 94 today instead of 91, and I'm upset.
Today, me and Miriam walked to school and went straight to Ferris for brunch. We got lucky, and the balcony seats outside were open. Then I headed to my first class, clothing. Today was the first real day of classes, and I'm a note taker for disability services, so I very diligently took my notes. Then I headed to my thesis seminar. This was such a cool class. We went around the room and described our thesis projects, and it absolutely blows my mind that I go to school with such talented and incredibly smart women. Everyone's projects were so different, yet all so intricately designed. I spent the rest of the day thinking about it. I ran home and got home just in time for my club meeting. I founded Barnard Buddies, which is a mental health club, and today is our first meeting of the year.
Cinnamon rolls and Gilmore Girls.
Oh! Every time I host these, it's such a wonderful way to meet new people and unwind. The rumors about Columbia are absolutely true. The stress culture here is ridiculous. It's absolutely essential to have some way to de-stress every week.
Our club mascot, ready to welcome the people. Yay!
Hungry for attention.
Hungry for hugs.
Oh, baby. This week, it was watching Gilmore Girls and eating cinnamon rolls, which I got from Trader Joe's. They were so good, by the way. Highly recommend them. More and more people came in as the night went on, and it was so fun to host and meet everyone. Barnard Buddies was such a great start to the year. We made new friends and chatted about everything from healthcare disparities to wine tasting, and even had a few glasses ourselves. We ended the night with an unexpected piano performance by Nick. We've made it, y'all, the last day of the school week. I don't have classes on Fridays, so I have all my work meetings scheduled instead. We headed to the cafe for coffee and found a cute little crossword that we ended up working on bit by bit for the rest of the day. I did some editing, and then it was time for me to head over to my first meeting of the day.
Off to my advisor meeting. Fingers crossed. Miriam! Look, my tattoo artist sent me the tattoo drawings. They're so good. Look at the next one. I can choose whichever ones I want.
Which one are you choosing?
I don't know yet. I just got them.
Okay.
I have to look at them.
Did she send you the moth or you're not getting that?
I'm not getting that this time.
Okay.
I'm getting that next time. Oh, I'm so excited!
Our next meeting.
On my way to work.
Girl boss shit.
Girl boss shit. Gotta have a meeting with my boss about my thesis.
Tell her I'm gonna write you the perfect thesis and I'm gonna make up all the data. Like, there was another scientist who did that. Like,
Oh yeah, there was a guy at Stanford and he made up all this data recently. They just got, I think it was the president of Stanford, just got outed for making up all this data.
I scanned into the lab and met with my thesis mentor to go over some things. I'm so excited to start my thesis because I love scientific writing. Afterwards, I decided to go to Butler and do some work. I have a ton of readings for my sexuality class, and they're all super interesting, but I've sort of forgotten what it's like to read non-scientific articles. A little known fact about me is that I used to do film. I haven't had time for it other than TikTok and YouTube during college, but making this video was a reminder of why I used to love it so much. Here's me editing the video you are currently watching, Video Inception, or Videoception? Videoception? Yeah.
talking to my camera. I should make a horror vlog of how Columbia is haunted. This is giving The Shining.
We left Butler via this long and windy staircase that is so dark academia vibes and always makes me feel like the main character. Then we discovered it was absolutely pouring outside.
Is it still raining? Oh, it is. Oh, it's gross out. Okay. You know, it could be worse. That's not a hot take, baby. Are you putting it in the microwave? Yeah. Genius.
And we ended the day with another episode of our current favorite K-drama, King the Land. Today is the day! I'm finally getting 2 tattoos that I've been wanting for years. The tattoo shop is in Brooklyn, so it's a perfect excuse to go with all my friends and get good food and go thrifting while we're there. It's not my first tattoo, but it's the first one I've gotten since I was 18, so it's been quite a while for me. I'm a little nervous, but mostly just very excited.
Coffee! Say hi. Hi to the vlog.
We headed to the L train at 14th Street, and our first stop once we got to Brooklyn was to go to Roberta's Pizza, which in my opinion has some of the best thin crust pizza in New York.
Wait, 7 years. That's him in the first season. That's him in the first season. Oh, he's hotter in the first season. No, yes, he's hotter in the first season. He gets older. Yeah, no, but he gets older. Okay. And like, I'm not gonna spoil everything. Okay. But like, no, I'm just, like, this is like in the first like episode, or like the.
So when did you know she was the one for you? October 21st, 1975. Jesus Christ, you know the fucking day? Oh, yeah. Day of the game. We're sitting in the bar waiting for the game to start. And walks this girl.
Finally, it was time for my tattoos. I loved the studio at Macondo. It was so relaxing and clean. Jasmine and I looked at the stencils and decided on one we liked, and then it became a permanent part of my body.
First one down. Like you can stretch a little.
Good, you're good, you're good. My whole childhood, when I would draw, I would always draw dragonflies. Yeah. So it's kind of like an homage to like me as a child.
There is nothing like standing on the street in New York and eating a slice of cold pizza right out of the box. Ugh, and that was fabulous pizza too, I can still taste it. Next, we went thrift hopping. We had to hit up all the famous thrift locations in Brooklyn. L Train Vintage, Pekin's Closet. Finally, to end our time in Brooklyn, we went to my all-time favorite bar in Brooklyn, Syndicated, which is not only a bar but also a movie theater. They screen a different film here every night, and tonight it was The Godfather.
Oh, delicious. Wow, it's really good. Delicious.
Then it was back home to get changed and have some coffee so we'd be ready because the night was just beginning. Today was the second night of dorm parties for the whole school year and we just couldn't miss it.
Going outfit featuring cowboy boots and this funky necklace.
Bro, now that you don't have a bird anymore,
Slay.
it's insane.
And my new tattoos. Both of them. Slay.
Started raining the second we got out of the car. Like pouring.
Classic.
Yeah. There is a hurricane on the way, so you know.
Next week, baby.
Next week.
Be great.
I feel like every single year in the fall, at the beginning of the year, there's a hurricane. Like, remember last year, everything got flooded and there was a tornado?
Oh my god, I forgot about that. Oh my god. I don't remember what hall it was, but there was like water coming down the stairs.
Down the stairs in like a river.
It was really funny.
Off we go. First party of the season.
Hopefully it doesn't suck.
Hopefully it doesn't suck. But if it does, we can go to the Heights.
Exactly.
And we can have a good time anyways.
They did have a good time. In fact, they had such a good time that Mia got sick for a week after this was filmed and lost her voice and couldn't do the voiceovers for this video, which is why this video is late and also why I now sound like a prepubescent boy. Anyway, thank you for watching me get through the first week of classes. It was so busy and I honestly don't know how I did it all, but evidently I did because I'm alive to record these voiceovers. You know the drill. Please like and subscribe so I can keep making videos about Barnard and Columbia. Love you all. Mwah.